Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My patrons are too good to me. Thanks to Alan, Billy, Blizz, Brett, Caleb, Chen, Christoph, David, Edia, Eric, Gary, Joey, the other Joey, Christopher, Matthew, Miguel, Mike, Mathaldu, Rodrigo, Satchief, and Z for their support. If you want to support me, the links are in the description. Enjoy the video. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maximar, and I'm here checking out Bishi Bashi Special. A little bit of a bizarre choice, I know, but I was just wandering through my PlayStation 1 collection and I saw it and I'm like, yeah, let's do a video on that, why not? Got nothing better to do this week. So this is a minigame compilation, i.e. WarioWare? Well, there might be some better ones to compare it to, but this is pretty much all we got. It's on the PlayStation 1. I am emulating this. I am using RetroArch's Beetle Core because for a reason I will talk about during this video at some point because I will come across it. But you can get it on the PlayStation 3 and the Vita if you live in Europe. It's on the PlayStation Store for $6. Or your rough equivalents. Never made it to North America, which is kind of disappointing. Not that much in the way of options, we're just going to leave everything as it is. No reason not to. So you have a few options here. You can play a couple of different kinds of head-to-head modes, or you can do the Bishi Bashi Marathon Challenge, which is basically get through the game and try and get a high score on everything. There is also time trials and just single games that you can play. So we're just going to do the Marathon Challenge, and after a certain point I'm just going to stop. For more than one reason, but nevertheless, we're just going to hop straight in.
Attention.
This is a series of silly, wacky minigames. That's pretty much all it is. Most of them are timed, but they all have a unique goal. For example, this one here, beat the stage within 43 seconds. This isn't actually too hard. I beat this when I was a kid with a few seconds to spare, so shouldn't be that hard for me to beat this time. So yeah, they're basically just crazy mini games that you play at your own leisure, and they often have some ridiculous things going on, whether it be the outright concept or the ridiculous art. Like, look at the background art. I don't even know what that's meant to be, but someone was clearly having a bit of a fever dream when they came up with that. Look at that. With plenty of time to spare. So, if you qualify, you get to move on to the next stage. If you don't, you lose a life. Lose both your lives, yes, all 2 of them, and the game's over. Qualifying is also different depending on the stage, so... Oh yeah, this looks like another one we have to get to, where we have to get to the end, but there are stages where you have to get a certain amount of points. So now we just have to hit the right buttons. Got one wrong, that sounds about right. There we go. Nice and simple. Some of these games are really easy, some of them are really hard, and some of them are actually head-to-head, because as you can see down the bottom right there, player 2 can join at any time. Oh, thanks, RetroArch. Shouldn't even be having any problems, this is not a bloody hard drive. But alright, let's continue on.
Ready, go!
Getting all the really long and annoying ones for some reason, what's that about? there are multiple different kinds of minigames, and the variety is pretty high, so they are pretty good at just keeping you entertained, at least for a while anyway. The games are notably pretty short, so you won't spend too long playing the same thing, which is nice. It's a lot more fun when you're with friends, because you can compete with them to see who can do the best on any particular minigame. Oh yeah, this is one of a few minigames where all you need to do is hit every button as fast as humanly possible. And yes, the concept is completely ridiculous, which I'm sure we can all appreciate. Literally just pushing bits of lead out of a mechanical pencil, because why not? Some of them get weird. Did pretty well on that one, 10 out of 10.
Attention! Ready, go!
But yes, the game is very simple. I probably should have just kept focusing on the shoulder buttons on that one. But yeah, all the games are simple. They all are just silly fun. For the most part, a run on the Bishi Bashi Endurance run can actually last about an hour. And there is very, very little chance that you'll get through on your first try. Mainly because there are some minigames that will just pop some annoying tricks on you. So this is actually one of them. You have to get a pretty high amount of coins, and at first it looks like you're not going to be able to do it. But then without warning, they drop this fat thing on you. Chances are if you don't catch that, you won't get the coins you need, and I still didn't. Because goddamn it. Thankfully, continues are infinite. Someone likes their RoboCop. This one's pretty simple. You just gotta press the button of the criminals in the windows and try not to shoot the ladies. Very simple to understand. And as I said, some of these games are actually competitive. You can absolutely play with a friend and have them take your points out from under you, which makes it more interesting. It's a lot more fun to play this crazy set of minigames with a friend than it is by yourself, if I'm being perfectly honest. This would have been great on the PlayStation Classic, because this game is like 3 players maximum, which is kind of annoying, but being able to play with 2 people would still be a great little thing for that. Oh, unlock the safe. This is a really long one. And kind of unpleasant, if I'm being perfectly honest. Unfortunately, most of the games, well, it's not most of them, but some of them are definitely not. Some of them are definitely not as enjoyable as the others. I'm just random chance, in all honesty, which are the ones you'll get. You do eventually have to play through all of them in this mode in a row. But thankfully they randomize the order so that you don't know what you're going to be playing next. Which is fine by me. Seven? Okay. Some of the minigames are also repeats. There's a couple of bash every button that you can. A couple of just press the right button in the right order.
Ready, go!
So it's not entirely unique. And for the 40 or so games they include on this side of the package, it can be a little bit underwhelming. I mean, it's definitely not horrible. It's just... it can be disappointing at first. These are some tall-ass burgers. Easy done. Now, if I remember correctly, there's a button combination which will actually reset the game, but... yep, I was right. So, you saw during the loading screen that there is actually two options. There's Super Bishi Bashi and there's Hyper Bishi Bashi. This is actually a port of two different sets of games, and therefore the ones in Hyper Bishi Bashi are actually completely different. They are a port of another arcade game, because I believe the two of them are separate arcade games. I have actually had the opportunity to play the arcade version of Bishi Bashi, although it was under a different name called Gacha Gachamp, which is a little bizarre, but nothing particularly wrong with that. So you got the same set of options in here, but since it's stuck as on easy by default, we're just going to do that. And you've got the same amount of, you've got the same set of things that you can do, which is nice. But for now, we're just going to hit Bishi Bashi mode. So there are two different modes, Hyper and Crazy. I'm pretty sure this determines what mini-games you play, and as you can see, you've got like 30 or so there. But we're just going to hit up Hyper mode.
Attention.
It's pretty much the same thing, just a series of wacky cutscenes, oh, not wacky cutscenes, wacky mini-games with silly cutscenes explaining them. And this game is this part of the game, the Hyper Bishi Bashi stuff, definitely a lot more focused on the two-player combat. That face. But yeah, it's definitely a bit more focused on the multiplayer head-to-head side of things. The games are definitely more focused around doing that. And you have to basically win, because this also has the same series of lives. And you just gotta try and get through as much as possible. It does keep track of your wins and stuff like that.
Attention.
It's all in good fun. It's a nice, relaxing, silly game. But I still enjoy it. A lot easier than I remember it being, but then again, I am playing on the easy mode. Maybe I turned it up in my youth. Hyper Pie Throw, one of my favorites. Dash square and circle, and then press X to throw the pie.
Ready, roll.
That was pretty good. And everybody just applauds. But yep, the games remain pretty silly. The hyper side of things is actually my favorite in comparison to the easy side. Just due to the super side. What the hell am I saying? This side of the game is my favorite over the other side, purely because the games are just a little bit more ridiculous. But they're about the same either way. It's a shame that both of them aren't in like the same part of the collection, so you could just roll up all 80 at once. But my guess is that the design of the two games wouldn't exactly allow for that, because of this one's heavier focus on not cooperative play, competitive play. Whoops. Someone loves their Transformers. There she is. I remember the sexy lady bot. I don't know why, I just do. Definitely more fun with friends, I'll say that much.
Attention.
Oh, I had friends. Stop the clock on the hour.
Ready, go!
Just barely. Oh, you little shit. We just tied twice. God damn it. Well, that's the first one I've outright lost on the hyper side of things.
Winner, computer!
Boom. Flower bloomer. If I remember correctly, this is a bash the buns one. Just bash the buns. Yep. The one I actually got the opportunity to play was weird because it actually used like twin joysticks that you could press in 8 directions, and it would substitute those for the buttons on the controller. So you press left, right on the controller for this particular game. So let's reset the game and go play the crazy mode, because the crazy mode actually has something a little bit weirder going on with it. It actually has these two characters that are just constantly fighting each other for supremacy, and it's weird how it's not across the entire hyperside, it's just across the... Yeah, it's a little bizarre. But, well, it's Japan for you. This was actually made by Konami, if you can believe it. Back when they actually made good games. You've actually seen that like twice already. But yeah, let's go play the crazy mode. This puts the player versus player side of things up to 11. As far as I can tell, there isn't much in the way of like actual references to Konami properties in this one, which would be kind of neat, but I can understand why it's not a thing. Especially since this would be a port of like a series of arcade games, and they might not have been... Bollocks. Oh. Best of 5, apparently.
Attention.
I think this is bashed buttons? Yep. Fair enough. Give me that damn cake. Give me that cake. Give me that cake. Give me that cake. Just the art on these characters is... It's cute. It's fun in the way that Japan does things. Strangely enough, for whatever reason, a couple of the minigames don't actually get emulated properly on every emulator I had the time to try. For whatever reason... Yeah, for whatever reason, a couple of mini-games just run way too fast. I'm not entirely sure what the deal is with them, but they just do. So, the game isn't 100% perfectly emulated. It's probably absolutely fine when it comes to the PlayStation releases, which, again, I didn't really have the opportunity to try. I did own this game when I was a kid. I don't know what happened to my copy of it, though. You know, if you've got a PS3, 2 controllers, and you're willing to pop down $6 for something that you'd probably get a fun kick out of, and you've got friends to play it with, because this game is absolutely ridiculous, this is well worth the time. As I said before, it looks weird, like it's got that relatively stereotypical but still enjoyable Japan weirdness about it. The minigames are varied. There are repeats, as I said, but it isn't too bad. And considering that the games are in random order, it does help with that. Look at this guy, he's a dick. And there are something like 80 minigames overall in the entire collection, if you're counting both sides, which is, again, a little bizarre that they're not all on the one side, but, you know, probably something to do with the way the game came out in arcades, which I've got nothing wrong with. Bye!
Winners, player one.
Attention.
Yes, this one. Having to do a circle with something that is inherently not a circle. You can play this game with analog sticks, but yeah. Which wins? Oh. Sloppy.
Winners, player one.
Attention.
Ready, go.
Yeah, I was keeping pace with me, and that's on easy. Like,
Winners,
put the game up very hard so you can last very long. I can't even imagine playing this on the Vita, because you would break part of it so quickly. Alright, this will be our last game, just to... make sure this video doesn't go on forever, because these games are fun. It's just silly, goofy fun. Of course, the more people you have playing with you, the more fun it is. Donk. Not very happy about that, are you, mate? Yeah, well, that was a look at Bishi Bashi Special.
player one.
It's a fun collection of minigames, more fun if you've got friends to go head-to-head with, and
Attention.
it's just fun. It's cute, it's fun, I like it. The games are varied enough, and there is a bunch of random stuff going on that keeps them from being completely and utterly boring. Gotcha. This has been Blue Maxima, and I will see you all next time.